Okay, and here's my cat. This is Cleo. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes here. Okay, so I need to move her. Okay, she's my helper. Hi Tracy, so nice to see you. Thank you for showing up and doing the work, you guys. You're awesome. So entity work is the deepest of shadow work. So I really applaud all of you for doing this. It's sometimes not always easy, but there's great radiance also in shadow work and entity clearing. And she's gonna cry. Okay, so today we're also working with Josie. Josie is a certified body code practitioner since 2018, and she suffers with insomnia. So we are going to use the Easy Entity Release with her today. I'm not quite sure how long she's had insomnia, but she said she doesn't remember the last time she had a good night's sleep, so it's probably some indication. She also has pain in her ears, and she said she's had that, and also itching in her ears for around 30 years, so that's quite a long time. So what else? Josie lives in Quebec. So Josie, when you are here, can you say hi? And then we'll start. So the Easy Entity Release is a program. It's also an application, an app that I created that clears dark entities and spirit attachments from your physical body, your energy bodies, and your subconscious mind. As it's developed, I'm really seeing that it's like a therapeutic model for clearing entities rather than some mass clearing that might be there due to geopathic stress. It's kind of not that sort of thing. It's really deep shadow work. So really digging deep into where we've had trauma, why we can't be well, why we may have physical pain, physical symptoms. Hi Lily, so nice to see you. Psychological, mental problems, mental health issues. So that's the way this kind of works. So if that interests any of you. Okay, let me just ask. Does Cleo need to stay? Yeah, okay, she's staying. So, okay, so I don't see Josie here. Okay, so my name is Kate Delholm, and I am the creator of the Easy Entity Release app and program. And my story is that I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 2014. I didn't do any really energy healing, like the body code or anything like that. I was a yoga teacher, I was a massage therapist. I'd had a little bit of Reiki, but nothing, hi Hayley, nothing too intense. Like I didn't study it really much. So I was definitely on the path to health and wellness. And then I was diagnosed in 2014 with thyroid cancer. So I was sitting in the oncologist's office when he was giving me my diagnosis, and he immediately wanted to schedule me for radiation and for surgery. But then I never had any intuition, never heard my guides, didn't really tune into that at that time. But there was a voice in my head, it was so distinct and clear, and it said, you don't have to do this, what he was telling me I needed to do. You don't have to do this, there's another way. And then here's the oncologist's voice kind of faded into the background, and I started to have this dialogue with this voice. And it was just like, wow, this is interesting, what does this mean? And then I heard the oncologist say, well, would you like to schedule this now to have surgery, radiation? I had my children, I have twin boys, and they were really young at the time, under 5. So I would have to have been away from them for a period of time because of the radiation. I just couldn't even imagine doing that. So he said, do you want to schedule now, or do you want to go home and call me back? And I said, I'd like to call you back. So I went home, and pretty much that day I made the decision that I was going to treat my cancer holistically. So I spent, so interesting. So I had no symptoms of thyroid cancer. So thyroid cancer symptoms are pain. I had visible thyroid nodules. So you could actually see lumps right here in my Adam's apple. And that's how I knew something. That's why I went to the doctor originally. So when I was given the diagnosis, this is the power of the mind. I was given my diagnosis. I immediately started to get thyroid cancer symptoms. I had pain in my ears. I had pain in my lymph. I started to get head pain, neck pain. And I didn't know what thyroid cancer symptoms were, so I started researching that after my diagnosis. I was like, wow, this is really powerful. If I can create that myself, which I did create those symptoms myself based on his diagnosis of me, then I can uncreate that and create my own health and well-being. So that's what I decided to do. So I spent the whole week, I quit my job. I was actually a school teacher, grade school teacher. I quit my job, and I just spent the next 6 months focused on healing myself. That first week was pretty intense, just researching everything I needed to do, how I was going to approach it. There's just so much out there when you really get into it. One model that I really liked was to address it on many different levels. So you have to address it not just on the physical, but the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual levels. And what's, I don't remember the resource, but what was for the mental, the emotional and mental was the body code. So I'd never heard of this. I found a body code practitioner, and we had once a week sessions with this practitioner, and it was awesome. And I had ultrasounds periodically, and my thyroid nodules had shrank. The blood flow to these nodules had shrank, which is really awesome. You don't want any blood flow going there. So that was great. I also had, I had a lot of PTSD symptoms from childhood trauma, and the body code did initially really help them, but after my first year, and also I just really loved it. So I was getting certified in this first year. So when I was certified, it took me that year, I started working on myself. There's so many little things here. We worked that whole year, and entities never came up once. I do not joke about that. Okay, so that's kind of significant, because I had so many entity attachments and offensive energies from other people and entities. And it's not that the practitioner was not a great, fabulous practitioner, because she was. These things just hide, and sometimes it takes us asking if they're there, what's there, for them to be revealed. A lot of the time, us prompting is symbolic. We're telling ourselves, yes, I'm ready to work on this shadow stuff. I'm ready to see this stuff. Whenever now as a practitioner, so whenever I tested my nervous system, my nervous system function, energetic nervous system function, I'd get it to 100, then it would crash. Like the next day it would be a 0. And I spent so much time trying to figure out what this is. I got so frustrated. I made a post in one of the groups that we're all in, the body code groups, and I asked, why is this happening? What is going on? And I think it was a man from India. He said, check demonic entities. I was like, okay, I didn't grow up in a religious family, so I had no real connotation of what that meant in any context. Demonic entities, no idea. So I started to research that, and I did go to a few people external to the body code. I did try to start clearing things the way the body code talks about it. But then my nervous system would always, when I tested, it was already 0, go back to 0. So I went to a few people outside and of the body code, and it was okay. Basically, I just decided to, I was ultimately creating the easy entity release. I didn't know it at the time, but I started to ask, like, what is this? How do I clear it? And if I felt better or not was really my indication of if it was working. And it took me about 6 months to create the original. We've had some updates already to create the original easy entity release. And then I started working on other people, my clients at the time. Jessica was one of my first little guinea pigs who's in this group. And my children. And that's really how it was born. So yeah, and then at the same time I was seeing in all these groups people asking all these questions about entities. How do you do this? They're using the body code, it's not working for everybody. So I thought, why not just make this something that everybody could use, because honestly everybody needs it. Most people have some kind of spirit attachment, dark entity around them, attached to them, or they have offensive energies from other people. They know somebody that has this. So if you're a practitioner, this is so invaluable for your practice. All your clients will need this work. Okay, so the Easy Entity Release, it is an app, and it's a mobile app. It's available on Android or iOS, on your phone or on a tablet or iPad. Okay, so I'm just pulling it up right now. There's a protocol when you work with others that we follow, that we go through. This is available on my website. It's also available, I think, on the Body Code Heals the World site. I post a lot of things there. The Body Code Heals the World Facebook group. If you search my name, then everything I've posted will come up. Okay. So, Josie, I'm going to connect to her. Okay, so is it my highest truth and good to clear for Josie? And that's a yes. Is it Josie's highest truth and good to receive this healing from me? And that's a yes. Okay, these are two great questions that you can ask, even if you're not using the Easy Entity Release app. You don't want to work on anyone that it's not your highest good or their highest good to work on. Okay, do I have jurisdiction to clear for Josie using the Easy Entity Release? And that's a yes. Okay, is my bioenergetic shield a 10? And that's a yes. So your bioenergetic shield is a natural shielding that you have around your body. And it does give you protection from negative energies, offensive energies from other people. So you want to make sure that that's a 10. Okay, so mine is. Are there entities or spirit attachments around Josie that are contracted? And that's a no. So I did have her break those contracts in case there are any. Okay, so is Josie part of my oversoul or monadic group? And that's a yes. And these are larger groups, soul groups. I can call them soul family. So Josie is in my monadic family. This is a group of 144 souls, and that we all come to Earth with similar, we'll all have similar traumas, similar life experiences. and similar ways we will help humanity. And I think for most of us, a lot of us, this is through energy healing, through ascension, through helping others with this work, and definitely other energy healing modalities. The next question is, okay, is there a belief energy or offensive energy that's beneficial to me to clear within myself before I start? No. Okay, so every day I do work on myself, I do check myself, I do clear, I clear for the collective, that's all of us. I clear for the Easy Entity Release group. There's also an amazing Facebook group that when you use this program you get to join. There's probably around 170 body codes, emotion code practitioners users that are using the app, and it's just a really nice group that we all get to ask questions, or they get to ask questions and I get to answer, and they get to share their experiences and where they need assistance and help, so that's really good. Okay, let's clear. So are there any portals in my energy field that are open? And that's a no. Should I say this? Yeah, so there can be portals open in front of your computer, your laptop, your phone, if you're talking about this work. So we just say close, dissolve, and uncreate any portals, doorways, gateways, accessways, windows that might be or are open in any electronic devices that I'm using right now in this room. Okay, so that's how we would do that. Okay, and so it is. And Josie, oh, hi Lorianne. It's so funny because I'm in my main group. It's so nice to see you, Lorianne. Okay, so our intention for today, let's set an intention. Okay, Cleo, do you have an intention? So my intention for today is for complete healing for Josie on all levels, all dimensions, especially for her insomnia, this pain that she has in her ears, this itching in her ears, and to bring her to 12th dimensional consciousness, so she's stabilized at 12th dimensional consciousness at the end of this session. And for healing for anyone that's watching right now, anyone that will watch in the future on replay, clearing any energies that I'm able to clear for anyone watching, dark entity, spirit attachments through all time and space, and so it is. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is quite a video. Okay, so yeah, so before I work, I've worked this morning, I connect with my guides, my angels, call in my galactic team. Okay, and I'm connecting, when I'm connecting with Josie, I'm connecting through source consciousness. Usually in the body codes we're connecting, we're making a proxy connection, and that means we're tapping into their energy field. For entity clearing, I don't recommend doing that because you can easily absorb what's attached to them. When we use source, it's like creating a barrier kind of between you and the person. So we're connecting through source consciousness. Okay, so I'm going to pull the app up. If anybody has any questions, please ask. Okay, so the app. Okay, so the first page of the app is a prayer of protection. So we call upon Source God Consciousness and ask for your protection and guidance in clearing dark entity and dark entity consciousness. I neutralize any fears I have, any misconceptions and misinformation about the nature of this work. And I also do this for everybody's watching, that's watching right now, that will watch, anybody. Okay. So any fear implants, we're going to neutralize those now for anybody, the collective. Total time and space. Okay. When we are courageous enough to take this journey, we call the dark into the light to be healed. This allows me to see my own magnificence and your own magnificence and the truth of who we are more clearly and who I am. Okay, I choose the light, I am the light. Okay, Josie. I just accepted her. I hope she's here. Okay. And then the app is set up like the Body Code app. You click on charts to what you need, and then the release phrases at the end. Okay, so weak muscle test. Am I grounded and connected to source, God, consciousness? That's a yes. I'm protected. That's a yes. I'm hydrated. My muscle testing is accurate, and that's a yes. Okay, so next chart is aspects of consciousness. So our aspects of consciousness are different parts of our psyche. Right now in the app there are 16 different aspects. There could be higher self, soul, lower self, ego, inner child, wounded child. Oh dear. Okay, so okay, does kitty cat need to stay? Yes, kitty cat needs to stay. So we're going through source consciousness, and we're going to click that. So I'm going to click next. Okay, the next chart is type of dark entity or spirit attachment for Josie. Right now there are 21 that we have. So is this 1 through 10? Okay, so it's 12. So this is a dark entity curse. So oftentimes when we're clearing entities, they will leave some negative energy behind. Oh, Josie's here. Awesome. We only just started, so you didn't miss anything. So we found a dark entity curse is the first thing. That relates to insomnia. Okay, so next page. We don't need that. Underlying causes. Do we need this chart? And that's a yes. Okay, so a limiting belief. Do we need to know what this belief is? And we do. Okay, so okay, I already see what it is. But if you didn't, you could use any charts that you have that relate to limiting beliefs, which you guys already have, you already know. So the limiting belief is, I'll never sleep, okay? And how many times this is imprinted? Because lots of times beliefs are never just imprinted once. So we can ask, and it's actually more than 100. So it's around 100 times that this belief, I'll never sleep, has been imprinted. Okay, so we are just going to cleanse, clear, and release this imprinted belief for Josie that she'll never sleep. And this cleanse, clears, releases for her now, and source assist. Okay, and that's cleared. Is there another limiting belief? And that's a no. Is there another underlying cause? And that's a yes. Unprocessed memories. Okay, interesting. Do we need to know more about this? And we do. Okay, so does this relate to trauma? No. Is this memories around sleep, dream time? Okay, so I'm going to back up a little bit here. So there's many reasons why people don't sleep or people have insomnia. So if you just go through these, a few of these are popping up. So I know Josie's married. So we can ask, is Josie not sleeping because she's influenced by someone else that lives in her household? And that's a no. Okay, is Josie not sleeping because something in her home, something relates to her home? No, the room that she's sleeping, and that's a yes. Okay, so then we can ask, is Josie going where she needs to go in dream time? And that's a no. So oftentimes we are like hijacked. So we're not able to, our astral body is not able or doesn't go where it needs to go in dream time. And usually there's a dark entity, so most of the time it's reptilian, something reptilian, dark ETs that are stopping, they kind of like hijack the astral body and stop it from going where it needs to go. So is this happening, Josie? Okay, that's a no. Okay, so that's good. So is, okay, so these unprocessed memories, okay, let me just tune into what that could be. Okay, so memories from childhood that need to be fully processed. Okay, so some memories from childhood. Does this have anything to do with sleep? No. Okay, but it's stopping Josie from sleeping now. Okay, can we just go clear this now? Okay, so supplemental things like this are just real easy to clear. We can just ask. Do we need to get into like the minutiae of this? No. Okay, so are we going to cleanse clear? So we cleanse, clear, and release all these unprocessed memories that Josie has. Are these from a certain age? Yeah, so around age 10, 11. From around age 10, 11. And these fold in now for her. It's also cyst. So I clear, I'm using my intention. You can use a magnet, you can swipe over the top of your head, your fingers are magnetic. You can tap on your thymus glands, whatever you're used to doing, you can do. Okay, so this clear? Yeah. Okay, so do we still need this underlying cause chart? No. I'm going to click next. And there's a when chart. Okay, so this relates to insomnia. So this dark entity curse, is this when this occurred, and that's a yes. Okay, so is it 1 through 10? And that's a no, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so this is future life. So this is interesting. So this is saying that in a future life, or a future timeline, that Josie will have, actually time is all happening right now, so there's a future timeline out there that Josie has this dark entity curse. Okay, is that right? Yeah. Okay, so can we continue? Is there anything else on here? No. Okay, and that's affecting her sleeping in this now timeline, and that's a yes. So the next chart is body part or system affected by this insomnia, this curse. Is a physical body. So her physical body is being affected, emotional body, spiritual body, her brain. Okay, it's going to be a lot. Her pineal gland is affected. Hi, Denise. Do we need any more on here? And that's a no. Okay, so we're just going to hit next. Their chakras affected, and there are 12th chakra. So that's her connection to source consciousness. So then we have a Y chart, and this is why we have some of these dark entity spirit attachments around us. This is specifically related to insomnia. Okay, so is it 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Okay, 10 is a part of her body, is acting as a portal, doorway, access way, window, gateway, black hole, vortex, or wormhole. Okay, and it's a portal, and this is her brain. Okay, so there are energy openings around her energy field, around her brain, that are stopping her from sleeping. Okay, we did this. Okay, so when anything comes up in the Y category, we're immediately asked to release this. And we're going to, so I'm just going to read through how you would read through if you were using the app. Okay, so we know that it's a portal. So we're using source consciousness. So we call upon source God consciousness, the council of light beings on earth, and we ask for your assistance in uncreating Josie's brain as a portal. So we close, dissolve, and uncreate all portals that are going through, attached, above, below, or around Josie's brain, around the area of her energy field. And these close, dissolve, and uncreate now through all time and all space for her and source assist. Okay, did this. Okay, so there are more. I can just see that for her. And there's like 5 more, and these are portals. Can we close these? So we close, dissolve, and uncreate any portals, doorways, gateways, accessways, windows. There's entity windows. Okay, so entities can come in and out of these. So they can come back and forth from their world to our world. Okay. Okay, so anything that's open at any time of the day or night, that's above, below, around, going through Josie's brain, this area of our energy field, close, dissolves, and uncreates now. Okay, this is done. Okay, are there any more openings? And that's a yes. Portals, doorways, gateways, accessways, windows. So we need to know how many. Yeah, so there's like, is that how we know that numerically? No. Okay, so there's 1. So we close, dissolve, and uncreate this entity window. That's open at any time of the day or night. And these are actually just open at night time. They're going through, above, below, around Josie's brain, her energy field around this area. Let's close through time and space. Okay, we did these, yeah. Okay, let me just check these, we're good. Okay, are there any more portals, doorways, gateways, accessways? Okay, I'm just going to wait for this to go through. Okay, this is done. Okay, so the next step is we're going to bring Josie's light essence back into her body. So this is her soul essence, this is her life force energy. So when we have holes in our aura, any rips or tears, or we have portals or dark entity spirit attachments, our life force leaves, right? When we have trauma, our life force leaves. When we have illness, when we're not in 100% alignment and center, then part of our life force is gone. So it's really a process of clearing what's there. That's the reason of why it left, and then bringing that back. So we are bringing Josie's life, her spirit, her life force essence back into her body, her soul essence back into her physical body, energy bodies where it belongs. And this is coming back incrementally, it's not all at once. Okay, we did this. Okay, something we didn't do at the beginning. So the beginning of the session, Josie's light score was it's around 70. Okay, so your light score is the ratio of light and dark in your body. It's an entity scale. So it wants to be 100. So at the beginning of the session it was 100, and now it's, it was 70, and now it's 75. Okay, so now we're going to keep going through our charts, and then we come to the reason chart, and this is the reason why. Is a reason why for insomnia? No, for this curse, yeah. And it's self-sabotage. Okay, so this is Josie self-sabotaging herself. Yeah, okay, this is so interesting. So at some point, sometime in Josie's now timeline, she has self-sabotaged herself, so that is projecting into a future timeline. That's creating, that's generating, that she would have been on if we were not doing this work. So it's the cycle just keeps perpetuating. Okay, so so we need to clear that. So we can clear self-sabotage. Should we do that now? Self-cords. Okay, so self-cords, when you other people can cord you. You can also cord yourself. Okay, so it's similar to self-sabotage, but it's like tying yourselves in knots in your brain. Okay, so we are going to cleanse, clear, release. So we could use a magnet. We can swipe, cleanse, clear, and release all the self-sabotage energies. Any self-cords that Josie has corded herself, given herself, that's affecting her nervous system, brain, that is stopping her sleeping. That has caused this curse, anything to project into this future timeline. Okay, this is done. Is this enough? Yeah. Okay, is there another reason? And that's a yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, soul contract comes up. Okay, so we're going to look into this. Okay, so what I immediately hear, is that right? Yeah, okay, so a lot of times entities are contracted to us so that we wake up in a really big way. We often contract, Josie said, self-sabotage, not surprised. So interesting about the future life. This work is so cool. Yeah, it really is. Because we can really change the trajectory of our future, even our present future. So we'll work on doing that. These little hairs in my face. Okay, so soul contract. Okay, let me just tune back into that. Yeah, so we even contract entities to us before we incarnate. So that we can, again, wake up in a really, really big way. So first, usually there'll be some kind of trauma that we need to overcome, then we'll have some illness, mental health issue, and then if we don't take care of that, we can often get these entity attachments, because it's like a step up from that. It's like screaming at you to turn and face yourself, right? So it's almost like you're looking at a mirror. So it's kind of like the damage you've done to yourself, if that makes sense. And that's represented by this entity or this illness or this trauma. Okay. So soul contract to do this work. Do we need to do anything around this? Do we need to break anything? No. So Josie, just by being here, just by doing this work, is fulfilling this contract that she has. Okay. So can we move on from this? And that's a yes. Symptoms. So these are a list of symptoms. There's 36 different symptoms. So we need this chart, and we do. Is it 1 through 10? So it's 12. So failure comes up, and we can just ask, is this childhood? Yeah, around age 10, 11. Okay, do we need something else on this chart? Yeah, is it under 20? 22, 23, 24. Okay, pain. So I know Josie said she had pain in her ears. Is this physical pain? And it is. Okay, do we need something else on this chart? And that's a no, so we're going to click next. Fail safes. Do we need fail safes? So the fail safe category is just to try and weed out any entities that would be hidden. So is there anything hidden, secret, unexpressed, invisible? So we'll never be released. So that means that if we didn't uncover this, it may not have been uncovered at this time. So now that it is, we can move on. Okay, so, and then we get, when we go through the charts, we'll get a list of the charts, and we also get release phrases for this curse. That's in Josie's future life. Okay. So there's several steps. We're just going to read through this. So we're using Source God Consciousness. So we call upon Source God Consciousness and the Council of Light Beings on Earth, and we ask your assistance to expel this curse from Josie from this future life. Is there more than one? No. We hereby declare this dark entity curse that Josie is entangled with on all levels and dimensions in this lifetime, past lifetimes, and future incarnations, as time is happening all right now. Cleanse, clear, release now. And taken to, and if this energy needs to go anywhere, it's taken to the galactic center to be contained or recycled back to source consciousness. We also clear now any energetic imprints, threads, cords, tethers, or bindings that keep Josie stuck in any dark entity patterning and are not in balance and harmony with who she is now and who she wants to be in the future. And so it is. Okay, so because this is something that is happening in her future, in a future timeline, I'm going to wait for that to clear. This clear. Okay, so is there anything else on this future timeline? No, so we fold this in. So we're going to fold this timeline into the Akash because it no longer serves Josie. If we don't fold timelines in that no longer serve us, they are just like energy timelines that they actually stop us from being centered and grounded in this now timeline and being stellar and 100% connected in this now moment in the physical. Okay, so we're folding in this future timeline for Josie and any other future timelines that she has running, or any present future timelines that are running. We're folding those in now for her. Okay, and this is done. Okay, is this complete? Do I need to do anything else? Light essence. I'm bringing Josie's light essence back now into her physical body in this now timeline, this now moment. Okay, we did this. Okay, so Josie's light score now is around 18, yeah. Okay, so, and that's one round of using the app, so we can hit, click repeat, complete, sorry. And we can ask, is there another dark entity or spirit attachment we can clear for Josie that relates to insomnia? And that's a yes. So we are going through source consciousness. Is there an aspect of Josie that would like to speak? And there is. So it's our higher self. Okay, so we're just acknowledging that. Is there a type? And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, biblical dark entities. So, okay, is there anything else? No. So biblical dark entities are entities that are represented in the Bible, and there's a ton. Okay, so in the app, right now there's a list of 35, but I'm being told of new ones all the time, so that will get updated. So we need to know what it is, and we do. Okay, so 1 through 10, it's 11, so it's the devil, dark entity. Okay, and this is from age 10, 11. So I don't know, Josie, that's come up a couple of times. I don't know if you remember anything from that age. Are these yours? And they're also shared. Okay, so they're shared with a female, so that could, from around age 10, 11. Okay. Is there anything else we need on this chart? No. So we're going to skip next. Is there an online course for this? Do we need this chart? And that's a no. Let me skip next. Do we need when? Yeah. Okay, and this is 0 to 10. So around age 10. Do we need another age? We do 11 to 20. Okay, so again, around age 10, 11, it's coming up. Okay. What if you go down the video list and there are many? Yeah, okay, Tracy had a question. If you go down the list and there are many, then just click many off. Just click whatever's there. This chart actually enables you to click more than one. And you can just clear them as biblical dark entities. Sometimes they just need to be, it's either they need to be known and named, or source needs you to know what's there. So Josie says 10 and 11, a major period in her life. Huge fight between her parents that changed the course of her life. Okay, so you share these with a female. So body part or system affected, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So these four, is that complete? Yes. Okay, and Tracy, we can actually ask right now, so are there other biblical dark entities other than this one that we chose? And that's a yes. Okay, so can we clear them all at once? And usually that's a yes, but so in this case it's a no. And is that because they need to be named? Right, so Tracy, you could just name them and then you could clear them all together, would be my guess. So we need a chakra, and we do, so it's root chakra, and that's the, is there another chakra we need? Okay, so root chakra, so stabilization, connection, groundedness. Okay, do we need the Y category? And that's a yes, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this is dark entities or spirits in home, building, or surrounding land. So I imagine this is in Josie's home, and that's a yes. Okay, this is in our bedroom, and it's a yes. And do we need to know what this is? And we do. Okay, so let's just see what it is. 1 through 10, 11 through 20, fallen angel. Okay, so you in the app I put the fallen angel as a separate entity just because it comes up a lot, but obviously that can be in the biblical dark entity section quite easily in both. Okay, so do we need to clear these from her home first, from her bedroom? Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, so we command in the name of God and Christ consciousness all the fallen angels that are in this home that Josie is in right now, connecting to her home. And we command in the name of God and Christ consciousness, these fallen angels leave now. We're taken to the galactic center to be contained or recycled back to source consciousness for Josie. So my jumping is, right now my jumping is just experiencing those leaving for her, from her home, is the energy of that. Okay, is that complete? Yeah, and then more of these, and then more biblical dark entities in our home. Yeah, so at this point so we would just ask, is it source, should we continue to clear these from our home? And that's a yes. Okay, do we need to know what these are called? And we don't. So we just clear biblical dark entities. So commands in the name of God and Christ consciousness. The rest of these biblical dark entities that are in Josie's bedroom or in her home, that are anywhere in her home, above, below, around, going through her home, that are attached to any electric cables, any Wi-Fi in her home, electronic devices. These cleanse clear. These are taken now to the galactic center to contain or recycle back to source through all time and all space. And I can actually see there's a portal in our home, so we close, dissolve, and uncreate any entity portals that I see right now in Josie's home. Close, dissolve, any portals, doorways, gateways, accessways, windows, vortexes that are open at any time of the day or night. These close, dissolve, and uncreate now through all time and all space. Anything that's in a portal right now is also taken to the galactic center to be contained or recycled back to source consciousness. and this is done. And we can just get the light score of her home. Okay, so it's 90. Source, do we continue with the home? No. Okay, so we're going to continue with this. Okay, so I'm going to hit next. Is there a reason of these biblical dark entities? And that's a yes. Is it on here? Yeah, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Again, soul contract. Okay, so it's the same reason as before. Yeah, so you're fulfilling this contract that you came here for, and that's to clear all this out so that you can ascend to 12th dimensional consciousness, which is what we are all doing here, and I commend every one of you who is watching or who will watch for being on this journey, this path. Symptoms, do we need this chart? We don't. Is there a reason why? No, we just don't. Okay, foul safes. Okay, on 7 will never be released. So again, we are uncovering things that wouldn't be uncovered if that hadn't have come up, if we hadn't have asked. And then we come to our chart results. So they're all listed. And we're clearing biblical dark entities, and we're specifically clearing devil dark entities, and that's a yes. Are there any more that we can clear? Yeah, so we could just do biblical dark entities. Okay, so we hereby declare all the identified biblical dark entities that are attached or around Josie in her energy field that she is entangled with on all levels and dimensions in this lifetime, in any future lifetime or timeline, to be taken now to the galactic center, to be contained or recycled back to source consciousness. Okay. And any imprints, threads, cords, tethers, or bindings that would keep Josie re-experiencing this in any lifetime or timeline, fold in now for her. Any offshoots into any present, future, or future life, fold in, collapse now. And I say that as a little addition just because we're dealing with her future life, so that's already, or something has already been projected into the future. Okay, let me do this. Yeah, anything else needs to happen with this, and that's a no. So we're bringing Josie's light essence, her life force energy back into her physical body, especially into the area of her brain, her nervous system, her energy fields, into her root chakra. Okay. So we're closing doors to all lower dimensional energies and entities at Josie's root, her root chakra. So something really good to say. And just imagine, you can do this with all the chakras. Imagine doors closing at each chakra. And this can even be a longer meditation, and then you could wait at each chakra point, and then that will eventually burst into a star point once the doors are closed. And you can work all the way up to the chakras. I just saw her root chakra pop into a star. Okay, is that good enough? Yeah, complete. Yes. Okay, good. Is there an upgraded vision or knowing that we can see right now? No, so I'm going to wait till the end, and this is complete. Okay, so, and then we ask what Josie's light score is now. So it's around 90. We ask if it will stay there. Okay, Josie just said she's so grateful that things that were not ever going to be released were found. Yeah, okay. So her light score is around 90. So is there anything else we can clear to bring that up to 100? And that relates to Josie's insomnia, and that's a yes. So we go again. Her aspect of consciousness, her higher self again. Okay, so types 1 through 10, 11. Okay, so 11 is dark entity intuitive interference. So this means that there is, or there was, it could be something we just cleared, a type of dark entity or spirit attachment that is affecting Josie's intuitive abilities. Something that's blocking her crown chakra from receiving downloads from source consciousness. And is this right? Okay, and that's a yes. So is there something, is it something that's still there? No. So it's the biblical dark entities that were blocking her intuition, and also causing sleep disturbances. Okay, so we know this. Is there something else? No. So I'm going to click next. Okay. Is there an underlying cause? Yeah, and it's stress. Okay, so we need to clear this. Yeah. So in this case, stress is an underlying cause. Also for her intuition being not how it could be, fully turned on, fully functional, fully receiving downloads, intuition from her guides, connection with source. So we just clear this as excess stress, and from a specific age, yeah, so it's age 10, 11, 12, and this is Josie's, and this is also absorbed and shared from a female. Okay, so we're going to cleanse, clear, release this excess stress for Josie. Anything that's hers, anything that she's absorbed or shared from this female, and that feels like your mother, Josie. From these ages 10, 11 and 12, or anything else that's ready to be cleared. Okay, so I meant stress. Okay, then unresolved past trauma from those ages just comes in. So any unresolved past trauma, cleanse, clears, releases. We can clear this like a trapped emotion. You can swipe, you can use your intention, you can use a magnet. Okay, however you feel comfortable. Okay, and this cleared. Okay, so anything else from this age we need to clear now that's blocking us, stopping us from moving forward. Another underlying cause, 6, 7. Okay, 7 is other. Do we need to know what other is? Yeah, okay. So, let's see. So, okay, so I just see more stress, right? Yeah, from those ages. And I just see Josie's inner child being sad and crying. Okay, so we need to clear something from her inner child. Yeah, unresolved past trauma, wounded child, inner child. So I always make the distinction between the inner child and the wounded child, like they're two separate parts or aspects. The wounded child is probably a fragmented aspect, and that's right. So this will be work for later on, Josie or anyone else. Okay, so this will be something to work on this fragmented aspect of you. Can we do something around it now? Yeah, we just need to clear stress, feeling unsafe, being unsafe. So all the energies of feeling unsafe, being unsafe, excess stress for Josie, inflammation, actually, brain inflammation, inflammatory energies from 10 to 12. Please fold in now for her and source assist. So hopefully you can see how Tracy, was it awful? What happened? Did it completely cut off? Oh my goodness. Okay, so hopefully you can see how you can incorporate this into the body code. Like, I know the body code, so obviously I have it in my head, so I'm just can go to it. If you need to go to the app, you can go back and forth from this Easy Entity Release app to the body code app. A lot of you have the body code app in your head, so you can just just pull the chart up in your head of what you need and clear in between. It's a really great way to work. Okay, is there anything else we need to clear from this fragmented aspect for Josie right now? That's a no. Okay, so I'm going to hit next. So do we need the when chart? And we do, and again it's age 10 and 11, so I'm going to hit this and skip. Is there a body part affected? It's physical, emotional, spiritual. Okay, the same. Her brain is affected, her nervous system. Okay. Is there a chakra affected? And that's a yes. 1 through 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 12. So there's definitely a pattern here of what's coming up. 12th dimensional, 12th chakra, her connection to source consciousness, where she's wants to get her downloads from. Okay, so there's blocks here. So we need the Y category, and we don't. So we're going to skip this. Is there a reason? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, soul contract. Is this the same as before? Yeah, so basically confirmation informing Josie that this is what she came here to do, to clear this, and she's right on track with all that. So that's good. Okay, so this is my intuitive download right now. So that her insomnia is it's just like a sign. It wants, the insomnia is there because it wants source consciousness, wants her to focus on the reasons why. I mean, it's also symbolic. And this relates to her getting intuitive downloads and connecting through her crown to source consciousness, her 12th, 13th dimensional, 12th chakra, 13th chakra. Okay, that's this right? Yeah. Okay, so any pain anywhere, any symptoms, there's always symbolism there. It's always a psycho-spiritual meaning most of the time. Okay, so do we need symptoms? We don't. I'm going to skip this. Do we need fail safes? And we don't. I'm going to skip this. Okay, so we're into the chart. Okay, so I'm going to clear this intuitive interference. Okay, so this is now on this timeline, and this is this now age. Okay, can I just do this now? Okay, so we hereby declare all the identified intuitive interference that Josie is entangled with on all levels and dimensions, in particular in this timeline, at the age that she is right now, in this or in this any other lifetime, past life, any incarnation. Does this need to go somewhere? Yeah. Okay, so we're taking this, or this is sent to the galactic center to be recycled back to source consciousness, this energy. Okay, and this cleared, and there's more. Can we keep clearing this? Okay, so we're clearing this all now. Continuing to clear this for Josie. Okay, so actually I'm just kind of winding this up for her. Okay, and we did this, yeah. Okay, so is that it for now? And that's a yes, but there's more. Okay, so this is more that's tied up with this age again, like 10 to 12, and kind of losing touch with your intuition and your knowing, and your spiritual gifts are from trauma that happened at that age. So that's definitely something you can work on. Okay, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, we're bringing Josie's light essence back into her physical body, her energy bodies now. Okay, can see that happening. Okay, that's happening in a big way, so we're just going to wait. I'm going to witness that happening for her. How are you doing, Josie? Okay, and that's done. Okay, is there an upgraded vision or knowing we can see? And that's a yes. And what I see, okay, so I see a full-size Josie and I see a miniature Josie. like on top of her head, and she's just clearing away all the debris from her crown chakra, all the energetic debris. Okay, is there anything that you need help with doing that? And that's a no. Okay, so even though that record is complete, there's still work, energetic work that's taking place. Josie's higher self is actually working right now based on what we've cleared. She's working behind the scenes to make any final adjustments, upgrades, cellular repair. Okay, that's all happening. Recalibration on a cellular level. Did we do this? Yeah. Okay, so we can ask, is this complete? And we're complete. So Josie is a 12-dimensional consciousness, and that's a yes. So we want to end a session. She said she's doing great. She feels really powerful. This is really powerful. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, so we've given Josie a way that she can work moving forward. She knows that she needs to clear more from age 10 to 12. It's always a good way to finish a session, especially when you're working with other practitioners. Give them ways to move forward themselves so they don't feel dependent on you. We all can do this work, right? The Easy Entity Release app is a tool. It's an incredible tool. It's like really, really high vibe. I'm working on the app energetically to keep the vibration high. And I work on the people in the group to keep the vibration high. So it's definitely a wonderful place. If anybody's interested, please reach out to me. If you have any questions about the app or working with the app. Okay, let me just tune in and see what else. Okay, so we're just going to fold in all timelines for Josie that no longer serve her highest truth and good. I'm replacing Josie on a new higher timeline. Actually, can we skip some timelines? That's a no. Okay, well, I'm going to ask. So placing Josie on a new higher timeline for our highest truth, good, spiritual purpose, power, potential, in this now moment. Okay. So I'm seeing that happening in my mind's eye for her. She can visualize that for herself. She can probably feel that for herself. This up-leveling that's happened. Okay, and we're done. Should I answer that now? No. Okay, so I'm going to thank Josie for volunteering, for all my galactic team, my guides, source consciousness. I thank my human for showing up and doing this. Oh, that's good. Okay, and I thank all of you for watching. I'm showering love on all of you. And infinite blessings and love. Okay. Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.